Despite the challenges, they manage to escape the labyrinthian webway and find their way back home.
Oh, I'm done with that godforsaken shithole. It's just like Janice. Old man, a poorly shaved commoner in worn coveralls, eyes you with suspicion. He clutches an auto gun and looks like it's one careless reload away from it falling apart. Boy, who are you lot? You're not bandits, are you? Upon noticing a non-human retinue, the old man grimaces with contempt and clutches the Aquila hanging from around his neck, and chowing around the inhuman scum no less. Begone, you lanky freak! Compel you with the Saint Contagious. His name. Is this monkey possessed or simply mad? I'm the master of this planet, Weaver on Valencius, and I require something of you. I said, throne, you're joshing me. His lordship in here's backwards. What an honor. A big old honor. Man drops to his knees and tries his best to hide the travesty of his firearm, pretending like he wasn't pointing at you a second ago. I'm just a low-born, small, humble man. I've only ever seen your lustrous visions on the holy icons in the temple of the capital. What did the people of Janus say about my abduction? What's that? Did some rotter abduct you? Who could perpetrate such villainy? It's seen his lordship, the nerve. Okay, I like this guy. How are things in the colony? I won't shame myself by complaining. We live thanks to the God Emperor and your lordship. We pray for your health every day. Princes collect tithes, flog troublemakers, protect us from bandits. Don't fight much among ourselves. All's well. There's this plague going around on Janus, though. Makes your hair fall out, your skin go pale, and your voice disappear. Turns average emperor-fearing people into right freaks, scum of humanity. Poor folk like that wretches. Scary that lot. Oh, scary lot to look at. Better put them all down. Who are you? Scout, your lordship. I wander the woods. I test the soil. Tech priest told me once 1,000 steps you have walked. Thrust the mythical probe into the soil. Say a prayer, then press the seal. Offer 3 prayers to the emperor, then press the ruby seal. Thus the probe will test the land and tell you what minerals dwelled wherein. The governor well? Can't say the foggiest. Never even heard the governor's name. Okay, I need a shuttle and some means of contacting the Asparthic Choir so I can summon my void ship here. In a jiffy, lordship. Please be welcome to our flying ferry. It's right over yonder in the brush. It's also where our expedition Vox Wizard is staying. Will your capital offer protection? I don't wish to be changing one prison for another. Will that there chatty mug be flying off to your capital with you, your lordship? You got an awful big mouth. He looks like trouble. Yeah, he's coming with me as my guest for now. Oh, this won't end well. The guests like those better grab them by the floppers and and to the fire. Burn them right quick. I like him. I should make him admiral of the fleet. Right, looks like everybody's here. Welcome to the bridge, Lord Captain. Like the rest of the crew, we are overjoyed by your return and thank the Emperor for it. The crew stares in awe and terror at the giant towering over the crowd. Some make the sign of Aquila on their chests, others collapse to their knees with prayers to the God Emperor on their lips. This wave of pious shock does not seem to discompose Ulfar in the slightest. He just chuckles into his beard and glances around curiously. Henrik's von Chaos approached you. He is not looking his best. It seems he has not slept quite well for a while. Lord Captain, allow me to express how glad I am you've rejoined us, alive and unharmed. Serene, the light in my eyes. I'm overjoyed to see you among us once more. Truly, the Exalted One is merciful in showing you the way back home. I hope that all the Ashmags who left us to languish without our Lord have already become food for the warp demons. Lord Captain, glad to see you. Yeah, the same stuff. First off, how much you know about my abduction? Not much, your lordship. All contact with your party was lost shortly after the supposed pirates boarded the ship and abducted your companions' kinspeople. We immediately sent shuttles with boarding parties to your aid, but we didn't find anyone on the ship to save for the crew, who had all been butchered and driven insane. Henrik gazes focused on Yurlet, his eyes burn with undisguised hatred and a promise. Yurlet's expression is inscrutable. Our eyes are turned to you, and you only. Since your lordship's body was never recovered, we hoped against hope that you were still alive. Alas, even our most alert auger operators never spotted anything suspicious, and thus, ignorance failure put you in dire peril. Spoken to you, but he says nothing, at least for now. Shut up, Henrik. Nobody cares about you. Dare we inquire what happened to your lordship? On all servants, the accursed Xenos trying to take your leader from you, but their plan has failed. And once again, yeah, with you? Are you with me? Death to the enemies of the House von Valentius. Show us the culprits, and we'll tear off their heads, the lot of them, and stack them to the stack them next to the throne, your Lord Captain. Where was my ship all this time? At an officers' council, we decided to take the ship to Footfall, where one can hear the gossip of the entire expanse. Our agents tirelessly searched for your information. How long have we been gone? If we heard even a whisper of where you were in prison, we would immediately launch a rescue operation. While you were away, Lord Captain, we took every effort to find you. That resulted in a number of modifications to the ship that significantly upgraded it. Thanks to the favorable deal we made by the Steam Hive Factorum, the ship is now equipped with a state-of-the-art auger system and direction finders from Kiva Gamma. I should return to my duties immediately. That was Nomos. The group of servitors suddenly stir, their movements frighteningly identical even for automatons. They stare at you and say in perfect unison, "Hello, Nomos has come to welcome you back." We sense that a great deal has been done, a vivid imprint on existence. You did something very important. What was it? I triumph over the enemies of humanity by pitting the arch-enemy's blight against the others, that of the Xenos. One day they'll fall before the sacred flame. For now, we can be satisfied with having enemies of terror destroying one another. I almost say it correctly? Your courage deserves approval. A servant should strive to understand their master. No one must have a poor understanding of the concept of servitude. We must reflect. Chorus of servitors pause as if the controlling entity is busy thinking. We must go now. We'll come to speak with you later. We're glad to see you restored and the head of the dynasty resumes his reign. We are concerned about you and your well-being. We detect with one naked eye the movement of Nomos leaving the bridge. The servitors stop moving and sink and slowly shuffle off to their posts. Oh my god. I haven't done one of these in a while. Imposing chair swivel. Your lordship, I must report highly compromising information about a member of your retinue, namely Jay Hadari, who turns out is nothing of the sort. but a commoner, a fugitive of the law, and a deserter from the Imperial Guard. I have solid evidence to prove it. Want to know the details? May have overlooked some nuances, but I have solid evidence that the person whom we presently know as Jay Hadari served on the 19th Ifrit Regiment. I was identified as a perpetrator of numerous instances of theft and smuggling, as well as desertion. This individual was not of noble birth, but of the lowest origins. How did you come to know of this? In your Lordship's accent, the burden of watching over the dynasty's treasury fell upon my shoulders. Being Jay Hadari the likeliest threat to the dynasty's material security, I had my people conduct an investigation. They uncovered the past connection between Hadari and an individual by the name of Mercy, a highly influential figure in the Casablanca mission, with a dangerous reputation. Fearing that the predatory interests of the Casablanca would pose a threat to our coffers, I began my own investigation. Okay. It was entirely reasonable to suspect collusion between some kind between Hadari and Mercy, and so my suspicions were confirmed. Two were connected. It was from Mercy's associate that I acquired the compromising intelligence of Hadari. We have something to... Yeah, let's go talk to her for something to discuss. Why's your gun out? You shocked me, did you, little wannabe quester? Jay's voice bearing undergo a stark transformation. Biting soldier slang that cuts through her typical gentle speech. Don't miss a thing, your servants, Weaver. And they're sneaky as too. They simply climb up a grok's ass to find out what they want to know. I think we need to talk about your past. Only if this scum slings off his hook.
Well, your lordship, ask away. I'll tell it like it is.
It's voice
I'm not
acted.
going to try to wriggle out of it.
Tell me your real story.
So what do you want to hear, Shireen? A children's tale about a beautiful princess? A ballad about a queen of thieves? How about a new story, Shireen? Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived on a sand-covered lump of rock. And the core of that rock contained untold riches for servants of the Imperium. The girl scraped out those riches with her little hands, breaking her back and coughing up her lungs, on behalf of people who had never clapped eyes upon her, and who would never know her name. She did this every day until she turned 16, and then his servants came and drafted the girl into the 19th Ifrit Regiment. Can you imagine? Of course, the regiment was wiped out on its first sortie. But the girl survived. The Exalted One protects. So what was next? Years serving in the Astra Militarum, just a shitload of hard labor, and fighting, and deals, and shady connections, and new opportunities. But everything in this world ends sooner or later, Shireen. The now not-so-little girl went and fell in with the Casablanca. She saved up a little gold, and she even indulged in excess from time to time. Until living the good life almost cost the little girl her head after her patrons got caught in an internal investigation between the Officio Prefectus and Departamento Munitorum. So the girl ran as fast as her little legs could carry her, until her eyes and the beams of fortune brought her to the expanse. A shitty story, all things considered, Shireen.
Your real name even, Jay?
I swear on the grave of my drunkard father who sold me into the mines, and on the lives of the 11 siblings I never had, Shireen.
No, it most definitely is not. Yeah. Yeah, is there anything you didn't lie to me about?
Oh, so many things, Shireen. I'm struggling to keep track of them all. I told you the truth about the Expanse, and not a single word of it was a lie. What I told you about footfall and Vladayam and how we do business in these parts, all true. Don't get me wrong, the apple of my weary eye. There are two things in this life that I dislike. Looking back at the past and having someone pry into my soul without asking.
Hmm. So you've been Imperial Guard?
Corporal Haydari reporting for duty, sir. I've had enough of the Astra Militarum shit to last a lifetime, Shireen. And my body's collected enough souvenirs from run-ins with Xenos and heretics to last 2 lifetimes. Except, when it comes to the Guard, there's no such thing as used to be. That wretched life sank its claws into me good. But that also means I remember what it's like to be a small, shaking, insignificant pawn. And that's why I appreciate what I have now all the more.
And you get involved with the crime syndicate?
What? You think it's difficult? Once me and my fellow guardsmen snuck into the upper city in search of a good watering hole, where the high and mighty of that world congregated. Another time, our regiment was sent to defend the tallest spires on a hive world. And I had an epiphany. I saw how the other half lives. And by half, I mean the ones born with a diamond spoon in their mouth, instead of an entrenching shovel rammed up their arse. My eyes were open to the truth, Shireen. The Imperium is full of opportunities, even for people like myself. The trick is knowing whose palms to grease, whose boots to lick, whose throat to squeeze, and whose arses to kick. I was very popular with everyone in the Guard Command, you see. I'd procure things for them, whatever they wanted. And so the Kasbalika took notice.
She has a lung implant? Well, that explains your lung implant, but what about the hand?
It was orcs. Not everything I say is a lie, Shireen.
Okay. You're a desert as well?
You know, Shireen, I could still be bouncing around from one world to another, holed up on tired old ships with only venal grunts for company, if I hadn't decided I wanted more for my life. I accepted a shipment from the Kasbalika of certain chemicals. You know, for carnal pleasures and the like. Some bigwig was throwing a party to celebrate his 5th decade in the service. And that's when I got the attention of the newly arrived commissar. I was rummaging through the pockets of Astra Militarum with one hand, and shuffling the Kasbalican cargo with the other. You can imagine what would have happened to my head had the commissar not started with my higher-ranked patrons. Whoop the fuck... Never mind.
Okay. Who's this Mercy that Danrock has accused you of associating with?
We knew each other once. He helped me make the move to the Expanse and establish my first connections. But that's an old story I prefer not to poke at if I can help it. Things are good in my life now, and I don't need mercy.
Okay. About your new persona?
Are you worried I'm going to start spitting on the deck and shriveling your officers' ears with my foul tongue? Don't be, Shireen. I much prefer being seen as a princess rather than a deserter. I'll continue to play the part in front of the others, but you wanted to talk frankly, so I've dropped the act.
Okay, I think that covered everything. Return to your duties.
Sir, yes, sir. Your lordship, Shireen. I'll be here, all primed and ready to go.
Now, Lord Captain, shall we get down to business? We have another... Jesus Christ, what do you want? The Expanse is in flames, your lordship's squadrons, and small groups of indeceptible Dakari... Wait, your lordship. Squadrons and smaller groups of indeceptible Dakari raid our systems. The cult of the Final Dawn has emerged in full force, wreaking havoc everywhere. Rumors of the fall of the Sentinel's pride. House Corder's world. An entourage outrageous sacrifice, given how abundant and inexpensive Promethium is there. Strife is broken up between House Winterscale and House Corder. Chaos reigns everywhere. Only the esteemed Lord Inquisitor is trying to fight it, concentrating all forces at footfall to tighten them into a fist to smash the rampaging heretics of Xenos vermin. So Xavier led the defense. Exactly. The esteemed Lord Inquisitor Kalkazar declared himself Commandant of the Corona Expanse and issued orders to requisition troops. He made footfall his base of operations, as is now the most logistically convenient point. From there, his fleet strikes throughout the Expanse, destroying the forces of the cult of the Final Dawn and the abominable Kutkari. He may be all that currently stands in the way of the expanse and being turned into ashes. The Heretics laid siege to Euphrates II, a hallowed forge of the Cognizant's fleet. Lord Inquisitor sent an enormous force. Now, they and the Explorer Squadrons, recalled from the front lines, stand together against the Heretics in battle for the Sacred Planet. How fare the words of my dynasty? Heretics' malicious acts make it difficult to maintain astropathic contact with the colonies. The cult of Final Dawn strikes everywhere. Sleeper agents have been active on every planet. On Vabor 6, the mutiny was crushed after a group of newly arrived prisoners succumbed to blasphemous propaganda. But other worlds stand firm against the onslaught of enemies of humanity. They do not succumb to their pernicious influence. What kind of Xenos are attacking the Expanse? Ducaria Lordship, the Squadron. Yeah. What's the problem between Incendia and Caligios? The esteemed Lord Inquisitor called upon the rogue traders to join forces. Her ladyship Incendia Corda heeded the summons, and his lordship Caligios Winterscore ignored it. Rumor has that his refusal was defiant in manner. It served as a pretext for Corda to declare war on House Winterscale. Great. Winterscale's ships are being hunted, and his worlds occupied under the pretense of compelling them to submit to the Imperial Creed. Surprisingly, for all of his love of fighting, Winterscale is in no hurry to defend his domain. According to the Interceptor Antipathic methods, he and his retinue are currently in Quetzal Tema, hunting down a Xenos fleet. Aldari roll on appearances. Anything else I should know? There are some other minor developments. If you wish, I can gladly bring you to speed on the bridge. I do not want to take up any more time. Okay, thank you for the report. Allow me to make a request, a personal one. While I was away, Zachariah Weiss received an aspect message from Dargonus. It concerns my family. The Viserians have been accused of betraying House von Valentius. How's that possible? Cannot comprehend it. The Viserians have served the Rogue Trader dynasty loyally for generations. This is hard to admit, but I'm simply crushed by the news. The accusations were leveled by, or on behalf of the Drive Stems. Right, okay. The Governor family. Under normal circumstances, the investigation would not require your involvement. My entire family would have been, being of noble stock. Wait. Would have been. But being of noble stock, the Rosarians are entitled, under an ancient custom, to petition the Rogue Trader's personal protection. Once in a generation. Your personal protection, Lord Captain. Do not deny them us the honor. Yeah, I'll certainly take care of them. That's cool. Anybody else? Fuck. Dara Hurley enters the study, sniffling and hunching her shoulders. She looks haggard. Her bags in her eyes, her hair is disheveled, and her hands quiver slightly every few moments. With some effort, she focuses her eyes on you and forces a crooked smile. Thank you for agreeing to hear me out, Lord Captain. Here's the deal. After all that's happened recently, the voice in my head has suddenly flared up and started gabbling worse than before. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm handling just fine. Looks like it. But I think I know a way I can get them to settle down a bit. Keep having the same vision over and over again. I'm walking down the corridor, and there at the end there's a door. Just right behind it is blissful silence. All I've got to do is reach out and open the door. So if I touch it with my fingers, and I can feel cold, rough metal, and then I suddenly snap out of it. Always find myself staring at a wall in some compartment or another. Look behind me, and all the doors on the way there are open. I have no memory of how I got there. I'll cut to the chase. Please help me find that door. I'm not joking, this is a matter of life and death. My gut tells me that my last chance to deal with my powers, and if I don't, she shows off. Yeah, we'll find the door. Thank you. Anybody else? Please say no. Odd one. Yep. Thank you for deigning to speak to me. We just had a whole conversation. Here's the thing, Shireen. My neck where the trade representative has been stretched a little thin recently. Like a chiffon's dress on a whore. Supplies are all over the place. Okay. Wasn't bad enough. My guys running things on football have been incommunicado recently. An asthmatic message has finally come in to tell me why. Some ashmag or ashmags, thrown smite them, has captured my gang. Threatening to kill every last one of those hen. Okay, so we gotta go to football. They want your trade tablet. Sorry, man, they'll say who sent the message. You know that for yourself that all judgmental chit-chat is nothing more but a stream of images, thoughts, and intentions, nothing concrete. I can smell Flacco's stench all over this, or else it's Vladium's doing. Yeah. Once we reach there, we'll figure it out. Jesus Christ. I apologize for butting not to receive news I must discuss with you. You may recall I mentioned that Achilles was transferred into my regiment by a colleague. The colleague in question has contacted me. She requires my immediate... the guy who turned out to be a freaking traitor? Who's the colleague? Emelina Thickenhart? Sage of the Lord Inquisitor? Who is she? Acolyte has been assigned a different range of objectives in the Corona's Expanse. Don't take me, I'm still trying to hide information from you even when I'm asking for your help. I mean, there's a sage, a unique acolyte of the Inquisition who can absorb huge amounts of knowledge and storage in her own memory, more security than any data crypt. He entered the Lord Inquisitor's retinue before even I did. Talking to her is a strange experience that is barely scratching the surface of who she is. Emelina is an incredible scholar, an expert of all forbidden and all of the forbidden and illicit. Okay. Until she carries like heretic knowledge, right? Yeah. She knows stuff about heresy. Since birth, Emelina has been different from other people. Specialists from the Inquisition enhanced her natural gifts of hyper... Nesbia, whatever. Therefore, there are certain procedures that can be done. She creates separate blocks of... So she has like a big old mind palace. Cool. Speak with her some affection. What just happened there? What just happened? Enough Xenos, just as we've done one way or another? Is that all you like? Heretic spawn, but you will never leave this ship unscathed? Henrik, what punishment awaits him who failed to realize his own acolyte was a traitor? He's died after receiving due punishment. Even though it was not in the hands of the Inquisition, I'll hear no more about it. Catching sight of you, the curious crew dash to their post, leaving only the senior officers in the middle of the bridge. How long are you going to tolerate this filthy shipweaver? This foul traitor, who's already dragged you into darkness once, who almost left your protectorate without its sovereign. As Aldari heresy clouded your judgment, treachery always means death, either for the traitor or the one betrayed. You almost died in Korag, your retinue. You know what became of them? It's high time the justice was done. This present nod wordlessly, but do not interfere. Now, this is a fine spectacle. The inhuman gets what she deserves. Let's watch and laugh. Not react. I've forgotten who gives the orders in this ship. How dare you burst into the bridge and make demands of me? Deplorable indulgence of the enemies of humanity, rogue trader. and your own weak will, I will fucking blast you. One who points out a mistake shall be rewarded for the truth. Don't forget who shot Theodora. I don't want to hear it. But if you do not wish to see the truth, remain among the blind. The verse that I, speaking up against you, definitely was not part of the plan. Yeah, they will forgive you, not all of them, but not right away, but they will. I want to see where the story goes. I do not need your words of comfort. How about you stop acting like such a high almighty dick? Only your thoughts matter, yours and mine. Are you trying to conceal your true feelings again? That my mistake led to anyone along the path of the Dark City. You can see the pain and rage, I understand. But those words... But words and pity will not help them. Only time and perhaps revenge which will dull their pain. You good? Alright, let's get back to work. Oh my god, I'm free. And that means I can finally call it for today. Thank you so much for watching. That went on for so much longer than I was planning. God, I'm tired. So much reading. I need tea. Stat. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. If you like what you saw, feel free to hit that follow button. Otherwise, YouTube link in the chat right there. Everything gets uploaded as quickly as possibly can. I'm gonna go rest. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, take care. Love your faces. And I'll see you guys next time.